Okay, so we're gonna start off with putting oil on my face. This is just to hydrate the skin, act as like a first primer. And I'm putting it on my lips because they get chapped. And now I'm showing you what it is. Rosehip oil. I get it from like Marshall's for like $6. Now I'm gonna take the NYX eyebrow gel. This stuff is really good and super cheap. And the Morphe B11. It's really good for the brows, and I've had that tube for about 6 months now, and I haven't even gotten halfway through with it. It lasts a long time. Like, a little bit goes a long way. I'm using this mirror because I was looking in the big mirror and you couldn't even see what I was doing. So I'm just darkening up the top of the brow and taking it down to the tail. And then doing the underside of the brow, starting a little bit further back. Like, I don't want to start right at the front because I don't want it to be like super strong at the front, and I use the leftovers for the front. And then fill in the tail. Now I'm taking a Maybelline concealer, the Master Conceal, and a Vander brush, and I'm going to clean up my eyebrows with that. This brush came in like a set that was super cheap, and all the other brushes sucked, but this one was pretty good, so I use it for cleaning up the eyebrows. And I'm just blending down that concealer. This is the Smashbox primer, and my phone's falling. Great. So I'm going to take this Smashbox Photo Finish primer, and I'm going to mix that into the skin. I had to let the oil soak in first because if you just put them back together, like back to back, they'll, like, it won't look right. It'll look very like layered on, like packed on, rather than just like a good finish, like skin like. Now I'm taking that same concealer that was on the back of my hand, the excess, I'm just putting it under my eyes and around. Just patting it in with my finger. Doing a little dance, you know. And then I cleaned off my hand. And now I'm going to take my Revlon Instafix foundation stick. I didn't even know the drugstore had foundation stick, but this one is so good. The finish on it is really good. And I mean, besides my acne bumps and stuff, this foundation looks really good on your skin. But you have to put a lot. Like, I know it looks like I'm putting like way too much, but the coverage wears off if you don't put enough. Now I'm taking this NYX. It was a setting spray, but I just filled it up with water. And I just wanted to dampen my brush, and there goes my phone again. And I use that. And that's the MAC Shell, I think that's what it's called. Highlighter, like, cream. And I use that as a highlighting base. And I'm just putting that everywhere that I want to highlight. So now I'm taking this e.l.f. brush, Kabuki brush, and the CoverGirl translucent powder. And I'm taking a lot of that off because I got way too much. And now it's everywhere, and I'm coughing. And I'm going to put it everywhere except where that highlighter base was, the MAC highlighter base. Dragging it down the neck, making sure that the foundation stays all day. And preventing like any extra oiliness. You can still see the powder falling everywhere. Now I'm blending out the creases on my eyes and taking that translucent powder onto my eye. I put way too much. And doing it on the other eye. And then I'm going to slightly bake under my eyes with just a little bit, but not touching the highlighter still, keeping it really close to the inner corner. And blending it in, pushing it in. But I'm going to let that bake. And while that bakes, I'm going to go ahead and start on my eyeshadow and take that. Oh, just kidding. I'm going to highlight with this Wet n Wild blending brush and the Mary Luminizer. And I'm just going to blend that in. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that highlight. Yes. Look at it. Look at it. Just blending it and taking some on my finger, putting it on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. And then I'm going to put some on my forehead too, like above my eyebrows, because I like how it looks. And some on my brow bone too. And then blending in that bake, just pushing it into the skin. I'm going to clean off that blending brush that I used for the highlighter, and I'm going to use it for my eyeshadow. I'm going to take some of that translucent powder and just set it a little bit more because I felt like it was too sticky. Now I'm getting my Morphe 350M palette. This is the all matte one. And I'm going to be taking this shadow. One of my shadows fell out. That's okay. This brownish, reddish shadow. I'm going to be going in with that all over everywhere. That's going to be kind of my transition. And I'm only using 2 shades, so there's not much to transition for. I'm just going in with this one and then a darker brown. Just blending that back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and then in circles. And the other eye. And don't worry, the sides are going to be really messy, but we're going to clean that up with concealer later. Still looking at my highlight. You can't blame me though. That shit's poppin'. Damn, my highlight looks good, y'all. And the lighting keeps getting fucked up. Like every time my hand goes in front of my face, it gets all messed up. And I'm going to take this darker brown shade and put it like farther in the crease, closer. And a little bit like on the outer V. Blending that on the outside and then pushing it in. I was laughing about something. And my phone keeps fucking up. Then I'm going to take this white shade on this other Mary Kay brush. I'm going to put that on the brow bone just to highlight it. It's a matte shade, but I use it for the brown bone because I don't like a really shimmery brow bone. Then I'm going to take the concealer brush and just clean up that eyeshadow. It cleans it up really well. And it doesn't take very much. Then I'm going to take that Morphe brush and just drag it on the lower lash line. I know I'm doing it really messy and like really far out, but you can't even tell. Like it doesn't really matter. It didn't have a lot of eyeshadow on it, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm taking this Artistry bronzer brush and the Physicians Formula bronzer, butter bronzer, in the darker shade. There's like a light and there's a darker, but this is the darker shade and it's not even that dark. They need to come out with new shades because this shit is good. And it smells so good. It smells like a tropical island, like coconuts and a pina colada and shit. Now I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette with this e.l.f. brush. And I'm going to take the middle banana shade and clean up that bronzer. Just so it's not so muddy. And then I'm going to take the very lightest contour shade. It's really gray. And I'm going to contour my nose. And then I'm going to use the rest of it just a little bit on my cheeks. There wasn't much on there. And I'm done with that. And I'm trying to think what else I gotta do. Setting spray. The NYX Dewy Finish setting spray is bomb. Just gotta let that dry. And then I'm gonna do mascara with the Maybelline mascara. This stuff is bomb. This stuff really lifts the lashes. And whenever I do like the zigzag motions, it really like volumizes my eyelashes. Like you can see, it looks like I'm wearing fake eyelashes. My stepsister was telling me jokes, that's why I was laughing. And that's the end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like.